Goran and his party meet up with Merkin and a band of his militiamen who give them food and show them a map of the outer edges of the fen. In Broken Oscoman, Merkin relays that he and his militia will be patrolling the outer edges of the Oaks, looking for more bandits. For their part, the Dwarfkin are hoping the rest of their group was able to somehow ask around for Alaza and then make it to the ruins. They resolve to hunker down for a day or two. Merkin tells them he will return in a few days with more food and supplies and perhaps a map that he can give to the party. While resting in the ruins, they capture 2 more Dwarfkin bandits, who are part of the slaver group run by a Dwarfkin called Dalos. The prisoners are named Mog and Nelg, and seem willing to share whatever information they can with their captors. They tell of a camp set up by Dalos not far from the ruins, and also mention their band is in league with a group of Drakai. Soon after, Julie shows up at the ruins. He says he was able to make it to Tu Al-Etasan and was told by the druid Atan Siase that Goran and his party were led to the ruins. Julie explains what happened soon after Goran, Hyaphis, and Brother Goblet left to go into the city. Samascoman entered the dwarf encampment asking around for Julian heroes. It was suspected the Ebonblades were soon to follow, so Julie, Dorvili, Rin, and Patram made their way into the forest to hide. Julie got separated from the group but found his way into the city and soon after to Alaza, who helped him get to Goran. As for the others, he is unsure as to their fate. Goran decides to take the rest of his party and scout the area near where Dalos is said to have set up camp. Hyaphis uses his ranger skills and spots several points at which to safely approach undetected. There's a small group of armed guards standing watch outside a gated encampment near a hastily made watchtower. Holding their hostages Mog and Nelg at knife point, they approach one of the guards posing as interested buyers asking where they can find Dalos. Mog and Nelg play along. The guards mention that Dalos is not there, but left with a group to link up with some Drakai who were hunting a beast. The party leaves and heads in the direction of where the guard said Dalos was hunting. Goran reasons he may be able to talk to Dalos and say he's made contact with Fazalazra, and thus could broker an agreement whereby he can get information on traveling further south. Hyaphis, however, is suspicious of trusting one who would act as a slaver outside the Valley Kingdom, and also who would deign to work side by side with Drakai. The party comes upon 3 Drakai tents in a small opening in the trees. Hyaphis spots 2 forest panthers circling the camp, but not as predators so much as they are on watch for intruders. They approach and are greeted by a Drakai priest who is offended by their presence and orders them away immediately. He seems to be ready to sick the panthers at the party. Goran asks about Dalos, and the priest tells them to go to a nearby large boulder where there is a swampy area, and that is where Dalos is. As the party leaves, they get sight of an ugly humanoid creature that is pulling a cart in the Drakai camp. They soon find Dalos and his men, who seem to be working with a group of Drakai setting up a large wooden cage. They stay silent and watch from afar. At first they believe the cage is for whatever beast they are hunting, but it becomes clear the cage is merely to house bait. Several tied-up humans are put in the cage waist deep in the water. The hunters seem to be pointing to nearby reeds and making reference to the fact that the beast is nearby. There is commotion beyond where the party can see, but they hear the cries of Drakai and Dwarfkin, who seem to be fighting someone or something. Dalos is standing atop the cage, yelling for his men to go into the reeds and get the beast. Goran, seeing what has transpired, decides Dalos is not someone to work with, but he could give them vital information about these lands. The party makes their move. Goran and Brother Goblet charge to the cage and subdue Dalos, taking him by surprise. Hyaphis mounts the war boar he acquired the previous day and charges across the bog toward where the creature is. He's wishing to get a further understanding of what is being hunted. Goran knocks Dalos unconscious while Brother Goblet cuts the humans loose from the cage. They then retreat to Julie, who has been attending their prisoners, Mog and Nelg. Hyaphis, having ridden his war boar straight through the shrubs, is knocked off his mount by a large tail. A huge set of teeth chomps down on the war boar, cutting it in 2. Haiaphas escapes this scene as the other dwarf guy and Drake Kai are still concerned with fighting the creature. The party, having taken Dalos, add him to their list of prisoners and then leave the area in a hurry. They return to the ruins where they will seek out more information and hopefully link up with Merkin and his men.